Hello, viewers. Welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel. And today I'm going to be showing you guys on how to use this hydraulic flaring tool for doing brake lines. So here's the kit that I have here. It has all of the necessary adapters for doing the brake and fuel lines. So over here I have the hydraulic tool, and I have a few brake lines here. I'm just going to give you guys a quick walkthrough and tutorial on how to make flares for brake lines. Now, typically, there's two main types of brake line flares. First, you have they call it the double flare or the invert flare or inverted flare. You have this type, and then you have something called the ISO or bubble flare. Now, a lot of times you might see the bubble flare on some European and some domestic vehicles. And the double flare, usually you will see them on Asian or Japanese vehicles, like imports, such as Toyotas and Hondas, and you may see them on some GM vehicles as well. So anyhow, I have a sample copper nickel brake line that I'm going to work with. I'm just going to cut off the end here. So I have a tool to cut the line. So we place this in the middle here and tighten up the a thumb screw. Make sure the line is centered in between the two wheels here. Then you have the wheel that cuts. So make sure you tighten this all the way. And keep on turning and tighten each time. Tighten up the thumb screw and turn and keep doing it. As you are turning this every time, you gotta keep untightening this up, but you don't want to over tighten it as you are turning onto the brake line. So I cut the piece off. Now we are going to start on one end. One end we will do the double flare, and the other end we will do the bubble flare. So first we'll start with the double flare. Now, unfortunately, in case if I make a mistake, I'm gonna have to use a new line or cut off this line and redo it. So use the deburring tool and just file down a tiny bit in the inside here. So the way this tool works, You insert the adapter. It's a 3/16. No, this one is for the double flare. It's a two-step process, or two-stage. So you have to start with this stem tool, and at the end you use the cone. So now I have the adapter that says 3/16 on it. You place it in here, and then you insert the brake line. It goes in between the hole here. Okay, and this over here, you want to get this flush just inside. You want to get it flush just on the outer part. But on what I like to do, I like to go a little bit more, because it will give me a better and a thicker flare. So I just go a tad bit more than where it's supposed to be a flush here. So I tighten this up. You gotta make sure it's tight, otherwise, as you press this in, it is just going to push the brake line out, and it won't do the flare for you. So now, insert the stem tool over here, and make sure that you are centered inside the brake line. So you turn this clockwise to tighten it, and then you close the hydraulic tool, because you want to push the brake line through. So it's closed, and I squeeze the handle, and I keep squeezing until it gets very tight, and then I stop. So once that's done, it's stopped. I open this up, and it comes down. I loosen this. Have a look at the flare that you just made. Take this out. Now insert the cone, reinstall it, and just do the same thing. Tighten this up, close the knob here, and squeeze the handle. Make sure it's centered over here. This one says OP2. The other one says OP1. 3/16. So I tighten this up now, squeeze the handle, and after it's tight, after you can't squeeze anymore, open the knob, turn this counterclockwise a little bit, and take this tool out. Or if you want, you can just leave it in there if you're not making any more lines, but we are just going to take it out. and loosen the screw here. Oops. ourselves a line. It's not perfect. I have to redo it. So I messed up a little bit. So we will try it again. It's been a while since I've been doing brake lines, so I'm feeling a little rusty at the moment. So I'm going to attempt to do this again. I cut it off. I use the deburring tool again. I put this through here. I'll just try up to here. Don't go too far out until it's just about a flush. Insert this here. If you want to make a good flare, you gotta make sure that the line is very straight. It has to be straight, because if it's not straight, it won't come out properly. So turn this clockwise, close the valve, and squeeze the handle. And then open up the valve. Turn this counterclockwise. Take the stem tool out. Insert the cone. Turn this clockwise all the way. Close the valve. And press the handle again. You don't want to squeeze too much, because if you squeeze too much, then it's just going to ruin the flare. So open the valve up. Take the cone out. And loosen the screw here. It's a little bit better this time. I'll try to make another one off camera, and then I'll show it to you guys. So now I'm just in the middle of making the flare here. I'm on step 2 with the cone. This has to be facing up, because if it's not, there's a chance that the tool can drop out and move. You can't have it like this, because it can move out of position, because this is where you insert it. So you want to keep it downwards, because this tool cannot turn anymore. So you have to stop right here and then flare the tool. That could be the reason why I've been having issues. So I'm going to close the valve now. Position it upwards like this and squeeze the handle. And open the valve. I'm going to loosen the screw here. It's a lot better now. 'Cause, I made a mistake earlier. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna do the bubble flare, the ISO flare. Then I'm going to conclude the the video. So we are gonna put the adapters away for the double flare. The cone here. We're going to put this away. 4.75 millimeters ISO right here. We're gonna use this one here. The bubble flare ISO flare is the easiest one to do because it's just a single step. It's not like the double flare where you have to do it in a two-step process. So this, you just do it once and then you're done. It's a lot faster. So here it is here. Insert this like that. I already did the deburring with the tool. And you can use a file or whatever after if you want to clean it. It's up to you. It's not 100% necessary. You just want to clean it to chamfer the in here just to clean out the irregularities that's inside the metal here. So insert it. Insert this. Make sure it's flush. Like I said earlier, I like to go a little bit more outwards, slightly, because it gives me a better flare. So I'm going to tighten this up. You don't have to use a wrench. You can put something in here like a screwdriver and tighten it up if you want. So now the stem tool here says ISO 4.75 millimeters. Insert this. I need to loosen this up. Insert this here, upright. So you gotta keep this facing upwards, because if you face it like this, there's a chance that this tool it can move out of a position, and then it won't create the flare properly. I made that mistake earlier in the video. Make sure it's facing upwards. So close the valve here. Turn this back and squeeze the handle. Make sure it's centered. And once you can't tighten it anymore, open up the valve and loosen up. Undo the screw here. And there you go. You have yourself a bubble ISO flare right here. Looks very identical to the to this one here. I believe this one was a store bought one for the bubble. But this one here, I made this some years ago. This one was pre-made by me. That's it for today. If you found this video helpful and you learned something new, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day and take care.